right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your second lesson. We're going to take a look at, this is 1.3a. We're putting it all together in one lesson here on solving equations. Your job is to simplify the equation if possible. What that means is to distribute and then combine like terms. You're going to get the variable then on one side of the equation. Left or right, it doesn't matter. And then we're working backwards through our order of operations. Okay, we're going to undo addition and subtraction, undo multiplication and division, and then we can check. So let's take a look. I drew a line through my equation to the equal sign to kind of see each side. There's no distributing, there's no multiplication for me to do here. There's no like terms for me to combine. So my job is to get the variable on one side. There's only one variable, so I'm going to undo the addition or subtraction. So I'm going to undo adding 16 by subtracting 16. And that's going to give me going to give me 11 here is equal to m divided by 3. Think of it as division. Don't think of these as fractions. And then you're going to undo that division by multiplying by 3. And so we get m is equal to 33. We want to check our answer. So what does that look like? You take 27 is equal to, we want to say if 33 is the right answer. So we're going to plug 33 in for m. And then simplify. We're going to work this out. We divide before we add, so we get 11 plus 16. Does 11 plus 16 equal 27? And it sure does. So there's our check. We'll be checking your checks as you work in class tomorrow. So let's take a look. We have 17 equals to 2 times 3x plus 1 minus x. It says to simplify, so we need to by doing this distribution. So we have 6x plus 2 minus x is equal to 17. I'm going to draw the line through so I can look and see what I've got going on here. I do have like terms to combine. 6x minus 5, or 6x minus x is 5x. They're on the same side. But this stays plus 2, and this stays 17. There's only one variable, so I'm going to minus 2 from each side. So I get 15 is equal to, this is still just 5x. And then we undo that multiplication by dividing. And we get x is equal to 3. So what our check looks like there is 17 is equal to 2 times 3 times 3 plus 1 minus 3. Order of operations, we have 9 plus 1 is 10. You're going to simplify that parenthesis. We need to multiply. We get 20 minus 3, and does that equal 17? It sure does. But we have to make sure we're plugging 3 in for each of those x's. If we take a look at number 3, there's no simplifying to do as far as distribution, but we do have like terms to combine here. So we have 5x minus 3x is 2x plus 4 is equal to 3x plus 8. It doesn't matter which side x ends up on, but right now I do have 2 x's. So I'm going to take this 2x and I'm going to subtract it from each side. This is the only time I'm changing the signs on these. Here I kept it the same because they were on the same side. If I'm moving it to the opposite side of the equation, I use opposite signs to cancel it out. So we have 4 is equal to x, or 1x, if you think of 3 minus 2 is 1. So we have 1x plus 8. Now it looks very similar to what we've done, minus 8 from each side. So we have negative 4 is equal to x. You're going to check that by doing 5 times negative 4 minus 3 times negative 4 plus 4 is equal to 3 times negative 4 plus 8. This is negative 20 plus 12. We do our order of operations. Plus 4 is equal to negative 12 plus 8. I know this side is going to give me negative 4, so I'm going to look at that. Negative 20 plus 12 is negative 8, and negative 8 plus 4 does equal negative 4. So we have a good solution. So what you guys are going to do right now is you are going to do the on your own. So you're going to do this one, and we will check that in class. So we will check, or I should say you're going to check your answer, but we will go over in class. I'll call a volunteer to the board to do that one. All right, let's take a look at the back side. We've got fractions, guys. You've got to be able to deal with those. There's no distributing that you have to do. This is 1x, so it's very similar to what we just did in example 3. So I'm going to subtract 1/3 x. 1/3 is less than 1, and I can do that without a calculator. If you can't, that's fine. All right, but we should be able to work with some of these. If you have one pizza and you take away 1/3 of the pizza, you have 2/3. Make that part name. You have 2/3 of the pizza left, so this is 2/3 x. And then we have minus 1/6. We now need to undo the subtraction, so we add 1/6 to each side. All right. I'm going to grab a calculator, just because that's where I'm at right now, rather than making a mental math mistake in front of you. So I'm going to do 1/4 plus 1/6. So see, it's okay to grab your calculator, but what that's going to give me if I just hit enter is a decimal. So what you have to remember is you need to turn it back into a fraction. And this is 5/12 is equal to 2/3. We now have to divide by 2/3. That's how we undo that multiplication. But you need to make sure you're putting it in parentheses, guys. We have to have that. So that'll be one of the things that Mr. Cum and I look around for. So we're going to do 5/12 in parentheses divided by 2/3 in parentheses. So what you should have typed in your calculator is 5/12 divided by 2/3. So this is what your calculator screen should look like. You're going to hit enter, we get a decimal, so we're going to turn that into math, turn it into a fraction. And we have x is equal to the 5/8 there. If we take a look at number 5, what we need to do here is distribute. It's decimals, it's no different. So we're going to do 0.2 times 10, which is 2x, minus 0.2 times 15 is 3, plus 1.5, so don't forget to bring that down. So I'm going to try and keep that in a color so you guys can see when I've changed something in the equation. And then this is 8.5 minus 3x minus 9. Now you could have combined like terms there, but I'm going to do that in my next step. I'm going to take negative 3 plus 1.5, so that keeps this as 2x, and this becomes a negative 1.5, is equal to, I have a 8.5 and a negative 9, which is negative 0.5, and then I have this minus 3x. I need to get my variables on one side, so I'm going to add 3x to each side. I'm going to move them over here because that's a negative. This one's positive, it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to have 5x. This is minus 1.5 is equal to negative 0.5. So then we add 1.5 to undo that subtraction. So we're not changing how we solve equations, guys. We're just doing a quick review of it. That leaves me with 5x is equal to 0.5. Divide by 5. And that's what is doing that. We get x is equal to 1/10 or 0.1. All right. I hope you guys have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.